I'm Brian Short. I'm a nationally certified, state licensed mortgage professional with AmeriFirst Home Mortgage. Here is today's professional mortgage moment. What I've got in here in my hand today is my Tennessee driver's license. If you haven't noticed by now, most of you probably already have one of these, something very much like this, either from your state or a neighboring state. A Tennessee driver's license allows you to operate a motor vehicle safely, professionally, and without any interruption, as long as you obey the laws of the road anywhere you care to operate a motor vehicle. Matter of fact, I've had this for nearly 40 years. Not this one, but a license from one state or another, depending on where we were living at the time, to be able to legally operate a motor vehicle. And you ask, Brian, what does that have to do with the mortgage industry? Having a motor vehicle license to be able to operate a motor vehicle in the state of Tennessee or wherever it is that you happen to live. Well, it does have a tie to the mortgage industry. You see, many of us in the mortgage industry have taken the time to become licensed in the state where we originate mortgages. Matter of fact, you may or may not be aware, but there are many in the state of Tennessee and other states that don't have one of these, don't have a license. I begin every one of my broadcasts, my little professional mortgage moments, by telling you that I'm a state licensed, nationally certified mortgage professional. What does that license mean to you? You might be asking. Well, it does mean is that not only have I undergone rigorous educational training. Matter of fact, any licensed mortgage professional in the state of Tennessee must undergo 20 hours of pre-licensing education. Not only have I taken that here a couple of years ago when we all were required to take our pre-licensing education, but I still continue to teach that to other mortgage professionals all over the state, and am actually still teaching around the country as well too. So first of all, we've been educated. Secondly, we've all undergone background checks. So you don't have to worry about whether you sit across the table from me or you send a friend or neighbor, coworker, to someone to sit across the table from me and to allow me to assist them with their mortgage transaction on whether or not there's some kind of unknown or unseen baggage in my background. You don't have to worry about that. The state of Tennessee has already gone to the trouble of doing a background check. They've also pulled my credit report to make sure that financially I have made responsible decisions in my past, and that I am responsibly financially also to those that come in and ask us to help them with their mortgage transaction. So I've been educated, I've had my background checked, and I've also taken a test. So I've been able to prove to the examiners that I can pass an exam. Not only did I take this exam and pass it with flying colors, but I was also asked at the national level to help write the exam because of my experience and background, not only in education but in the mortgage industry. My expertise was used in helping to write the national exam, and many of the questions that were on the national exam that all of us all over the country that are licensed in the mortgage industry have all had to take and to score at least a 75% or above on that national as well as a state licensing exam. What does that mean to you? Why would that be important? That as a mortgage professional, as a mortgage banker, I've gone to the trouble of becoming licensed. Well, what that means is you've got the confidence to know that you're working with a professional. You know that you're working with someone who's been checked by those who are third parties or those governmental compliance agencies that watch over our industry. You know that it's not just what you see, but you know that there's work that's been done to make sure that all of my background checks out as well too, and that I haven't left skeletons in my closet along the way with other mortgage companies that I've either worked for or owned or managed in my past. That means a lot to you, especially in this industry where we have undergone quite a bit of scrutiny and quite a bit of bad press over the last many years. You know that there stands in the mortgage industry a mortgage professional that you know that's state licensed, nationally certified mortgage professional, not only bringing that level of expertise and a service and assistance to you and the needs of those that you know, but also helping to continue to raise the bar of professionalism in our industry around the state and around the nation through the classes that I teach and in other ways that I'm making a contribution to the industry. So that means something to you to have that little driver's license. Think about that every time you pull that out. Whether you're taking it to go show someone who you are for your own identification purposes, or just safely and legally operating your motor vehicle, that you know that there's a mortgage professional out there that has his license as well too, to be able to operate safely and legally in the mortgage industry. Now, there are many out there who don't have these licenses. They work for large depository organizations and whatnot that somehow have been able to lobby their way out of becoming licensed in our industry. You can only imagine that someone like me, who has given many years in this industry to trying to raise the level of professionalism, how that would grieve me dearly to know that there are those that you or your friends, neighbors, coworkers, or family members might be in front of who don't have their license to be able to work in our industry, that somehow they've been exempted because of lobbying or legislative maneuverings in Washington, D.C. that have kept them from having to be licensed like those local mortgage professionals in your state and in your neighborhood have gone through the scrutiny and the level of professional accountability in order to get that license. So insist that your mortgage professional be licensed. Make sure you call on a professional mortgage originator that's going to be able to help you with your needs, who has undergone the rigors of the licensing process, and that will give you the confidence and the assurance to know that your mortgage transaction is being handled by the utmost professional and educated, tested authority in the mortgage industry. Thanks a lot. This has been your Professional Mortgage Moment. Have a great day.